shoulders. Alright guys, so here we are, so come on in the gym and we'll show you some tips. All right guys, so we're back here at the gym today. We're just going to be doing a couple of things. I had in mind driving in of just showing you maybe a couple of tips, I don't know, 5 or 7 tips on how you can diversify your shadow boxing. So keep in mind, this is not going to be a tutorial video on how to technically improve your striking. So we're just going to concentrate on the boxing aspect. But I'm going to show you a couple of tips that you can do whenever you're coming to class, a couple of minutes before, maybe 20 minutes before. Spend a couple of rounds, put the timer on for 3 minutes and do these exercises. So follow along. I'm going to bring it into our fitness section and showing a couple of pieces of equipment that are pretty easy to use and that you can do to improve your shadow boxing. So follow along. So the next segment is just to show you how we do shadow boxing in 2 different methods. So once again, just using the hands, we like to do shadow boxing for warming up, putting our mind into the training. And the second method is more the technical, more of a methodical approach, where we really focus on the hand positioning, turning our hips and our shoulders, turning our feet, our foot placement on every single punch. So now I'm going to demonstrate just a small segment of how we just use shadow boxing just for warming up. So you'll notice the techniques are very loose, hands are a little bit lower. We're just putting our mindset into the game. So it's just kind of like going into the flow and focusing. You can almost talk or think as you're doing your movements, moving around, visualizing and throwing your punches. You'll also notice a lot my hands are sometimes open. It's more of a loose approach. So in this next segment, I'll be showing you how we do a technical style of shadow boxing. So once again, only using the boxing aspect. I'll be showing you how we move more systematically in the sense of putting our combos together, making sure that our weight is centered, making sure we're moving from left to right, stepping onto each punches. When I say stepping meaning that your feet are properly placed in alignment underneath each punch to create a lot of power. So you'll notice this is a more slower style of shadow boxing. We use this a lot in our classes, especially in the fundamentals. Even advanced practitioners will use this a lot. If you look in Thailand, a lot of the Muay Thai fighters will use a more technical approach when they shadow box in order to perfect their technique. So this style is mainly used not to create some speed, but enhance and perfect your techniques. All right, so keep in mind, just before we start shadowboxing, even though shadowboxing can be done very light, it's very important for you at home or even when you're coming to the gym to start warming up for at least 5 to 10 minutes. I always recommend, do some basic calisthenics, and before that, just start to do some shoulder and elbow circles and warm up. Maybe just jump rope for a couple of rounds or even jog in place just to warm up, some circle around your shoulders and stuff like that. And then get your joints loosened up, and then you get into your shadowboxing, right? So the next segment we're going to be doing is showing you guys how we can use light dumbbells to improve and diversify your shadowboxing. So here I'm holding a 1 pound dumbbell. It's not much. So make sure, I see guys and girls shadowboxing on videos or at home or even in the gym coming in, and use like 5 to 10 pound dumbbells in their hands, trying to increase their muscular power for their striking. And let me just tell you, my personal opinion is very much in the sense that we want to use as light dumbbells as possible. I'm close to 200 pounds and I'm still going to be using 1 pound dumbbells. I recommend heavier guys can use up to 3 pound dumbbells. Lighter people, depending on the size, but lighter people want to go with 1 pound dumbbells. So here I'm just going to do a small segment of showing you dumbbell shadowboxing. So obviously you're holding the slight dumbbells, your hands are going to be up. You're always going to be keeping a good form. In this next segment, I'm going to be showing you how we can use a very simple tool to enhance the conditioning and the speed of your shadowboxing. This will greatly improve your boxing speed and ensure your hands are always up in a proper placement, protecting yourself at all times. So using this simple tool, which are elastic bands with handles, you'll see how you can greatly improve your shadowboxing. I'll demonstrate for a few seconds next. So all you do is simply attach this around your back, cross your hands over, and then place your hand inside. So cross over, and then around, and go right inside. So you'll notice the elastic bands have been shortened a little bit for the arm length. And from here, you can also choose the exact resistance that you're looking for. So for example, if you want a more challenging workout, there are elastic bands that are a little bit more sturdy and a little bit harder to extend. So in this next segment, I'm going to be demonstrating how we use elastic bands, but this time wrapped around your ankles in order to improve your shadowboxing. Now you'll notice these elastic bands are mostly placed around your ankles for the sole purpose of enhancing your stance. A lot of people use this to enhance the gluteals or the hip extension muscles, but this is mainly used for footwork in our case, and also to improve your balance and making sure that your feet are parallel and in a good stance at all times. So now another really nice piece of equipment, you guys, if you can afford it, is a weighted vest. Here you see I'm carrying a 44-pound weighted vest. All you need to do is just strap it in onto your shoulders. You can actually reduce, so I would suggest you guys go out and buy the heavier ones. I think the heaviest probably around the 60 pounds. But you don't need that much, right? I mean, this could be used as well for some sprints or outdoor training, running. But we like to use it for shadowboxing as well on solo training. So I used to use this a lot when I was a little bit younger. So basically it's just plates underneath the Velcros, and if you want to actually remove a few pounds, you can actually just take some of the weights off. They're pretty tight and snug to take out, but basically it's just a piece of metal, as you can see here. So basically it's just little pallets of weights like this, metal pieces that you open up the Velcros and you just slide in. And I would suggest that you buy one of the higher end ones around 40 to 60 pounds, and then you could just remove some of the weights and start maybe at 15 or 20 pounds to start off your training. And then eventually once you get more and more fit, you just add the plates back into the Velcros. So basically this is the same stuff. We just put these on the shoulders, and you'll feel a huge difference. I mean, because basically now you're not really working your footwork or your hand speed anymore, but it's the fact that you're really dragging a lot more weight when you're moving. So for example, when you'll be shadowboxing, every time you're doing your pivots and heave movements, and eventually if you add the Muay Thai or MMA shadowboxing, you'll be working a lot more weight to drag and drive into your strikes. You'll feel a really huge difference in your cardiovascular system, I guarantee it. All right, so one more segment that I like to suggest for improving your diversity in your shadowboxing is if you can have a mirror and once in a while train in front of the mirror. Obviously, a lot of boxing gyms will have mirrors all around. We decided in our own facility not to have them because I want people to feel their form and visualize their shadowboxing. But the mirror is a great tool to improve your technique and also watch at your covering and you're working on your defense, your head movement, watching at your hand placement. It's very, very efficient at improving that. It'll actually almost be like a trainer telling you when your hands are dropping. So you'll just place yourselves in front of a mirror, keep your hands up, have fun, and shadowbox. So in this next segment, I'm going to teach you guys how you can use this simple piece of rope or a skipping rope or even a pair of hand wraps to tie between two extremities to diversify your shadowboxing. So what you want to do is tie the rope at approximately your chin height, right? And the reason for this is simple. We're going to be using this plastic rope to duck bob and weave, and slip around as we shadow box. So we want to replicate approximate height of where the strikes are coming from. So that is your chin. So you just tie this up, very basic, get 2 sturdy posts. If you're at this gym, we're actually in the CrossFit rig section. And that's pretty much it, right? All right, guys. So now I'm just going to teach you a segment of one of the trainings you can do using this plastic rope. So you'll start out your shadow boxing. So basically, you want to be aligned at the same height. Obviously, your chin's going to be down, hands are up, right? So we start shadow boxing, move around, use your footwork, and then bob and weave underneath, right? And weave underneath. And then you're backing up, doing your shadow boxing, weaving, and then backing up, and then moving around. Always, obviously, this is a very short distance, and you can add a little bit more length to it by adding 2 ropes or 2 pairs of hand wraps. And really, if you're doing it outdoors between 2 trees or branches or posts, you can actually tie a very long length of rope, and you guys start shadow boxing around it as such. And there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Basically, working your shadow boxing punches, you can use your knees, hooks over. What I like to do is use overhands on this side, and then use your pivots to change direction, right? So always keep your hands up. As you bob and weave, cover on the opposite side. And this is a really good drill to improve your shadow boxing. So there you have it, guys. Just a couple simple tricks and tools that you can use to diversify your shadow boxing. In the meantime, make sure that you check out our YouTube channel, subscribe, like our posts, as well as comment. If you have any questions whatsoever on any techniques that you'd like to see, whether it's boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, or mixed martial arts, as well as fitness, please leave a comment below, and we'll be glad to make a new video regarding that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.